Bad people don't sit around thinking about all the ways that make them bad. If I knew Carly Marshall better, say if we were friends or neighbors who more than waved at one another in passing, I'd mention something to her. Maybe it wouldn't be my place, but a victim deserves the truth. It's our God-given right. We are the entitled ones. I've spent far too much time observing people these past 6 months, but it hasn't been for naught because I've learned an invaluable lesson. For the first nearly 30 years of my life, I gave people the benefit of the doubt. I saw the good in them. I waltzed through my days without ever thinking I would be the kind of poor sap featured on an episode of Dateline, allowing a national network to feed my story to its insatiable armchair detective viewers as entertainment in hopes that maybe, just maybe, someone might know something and come forward. But we got crickets. And my case went from lukewarm to ice cold. Now I know with absolute certainty that people are selfish. They lie, cheat, steal, hurt, manipulate, keep secrets, wear proverbial masks, even kill. Some of us can't help but be self-serving, letting our egos and ids drive the car as we sit powerless in the passenger seat. If I dwell too long on these facts, my head begins to throb with the threat of a debilitating headache, and I've ruined far too many perfectly good days to let myself ruin yet another. The Klingenbeards walk past again with their silky blonde dogs, giving another wave, which I return with a nod and a smile. A gentle, tepid breeze rustles the trees around us, and a few seconds later, a pair of ladies in monochrome sweats and ankle weights power walk down the opposite side of the road. The real estate agent emerges from Brian Marshall's house after a few more minutes, her skirt slightly askew and her hair tucked behind one ear. She climbs into the driver's side of her SUV, and in a flash, she's gone. From my side of the street, I watch as Brian's curtains pull apart and he lets the daylight in, confirming my suspicions. Enid's wind chimes tinkle from her porch next door. Reggie Bernstein sweeps his driveway. The Halversons' automatic sprinkler system spits and chugs to life. Just another beautiful day in the neighborhood. I take one last look around before heading in, at the sunlight trickling through the century oaks, at the pale heavy-headed peonies dancing in the breeze, at the neighbors meandering past with their leashed purebreds, stopping outside the picket fence to admire my late grandparents' fully restored Queen Anne Victorian. They point at the half-gabled roof and intricate spindlework with pinwheels for eyes, and I imagine they wonder what it might be like to live here, a place so preserved, so untouched by time that it belongs in a museum. I bet they picture themselves sipping lemonade from the wraparound porch, welcoming guests in the formal entrance at Christmas time, hosting afternoon tea in the rose garden out back with ladies from the Quinnipiac Bluffs Social Club. The Queen deserves a family. Truthfully, there are days I feel bad keeping her all to myself. She's stuck with Brienne Dougray, a 30-year-old woman with no need for 3/4 of her. All those beautiful rooms with their antique furnishings, polished walnut paneling, and pick-fair wallpapers locked away for safekeeping. I've no use for a study, a scullery, or the front parlor, which are mostly just for looking, so I leave them to sit pretty, like dolls on a shelf.